welcome to another short movement snack. For the purpose of today, I've designed this to be all done from the floor to minimize sort of getting up and down off the ground. You will need some equipment for today's workout. You could just use a resistance band for both the exercises that require weight, or you could use a combination of resistance band and dumbbells, but you will need a resistance band for the seated rows unless you're just practicing your range of motion with body weight. But it's enhanced by that resistance band a lot. So just like the previous videos, I will be taking you through one round, maybe two, to show you some modifications. But we're mainly just going to go through one round, and then you can loop it or do it as many times as you want. We have the exercises on the screen as well as the rep range. We're going to start with a low plank tap out. And this is done from this low plank position. Nice straight line from shoulder to hips, or shoulders to ankles. And then we take our time stepping out with our feet. You can count one rep as both feet stepping, so that would be one, or you could go 1, 2, completely up to you, your ability level. If you need to modify this, I suggest, I know I said it's all from the floor, you can't really do that one from a modified kneeling plank position, so I would do this from an incline if you need to modify that, just like so. Next, we have our seated rows. So we're going to do this with our resistance band. We're going to put our resistance band around the middle of our feet. Find that spot of tension where you need, so you can get the appropriate resistance. Sitting nice and tall, right? I'm going to pull back my elbows. And then I finish with my shoulders back and down, nice and proud. Going back, drive those elbows behind you, squeezing your shoulder blades together. It's really hard to do this one with dumbbells, so resistance band goes a long way. And again, you can adjust the tension on that. You know, I could double up my band. I could just grab shorter on my band. If I double up on this band, it's quite challenging. But you just want to find that resistance that's appropriate for you. From that seated row position, we can just fall onto our back with our dead bugs. Arms straight up. We extend opposite arm, opposite leg. And hopefully this isn't too hard on the knees. Going from that bended to extended position. If you are finding you are getting a little bit of pain in the knees, what I would do is I would elect for a little bit harder with sort of these V touches. I find these a little bit harder than the dead bugs. But with the dead bugs and sort of those V touches, we want to make sure that we're extending fully, but I'm not resting on the ground. Right? And then last but not least, I'll show you the chest press with both the dumbbells and the resistance band. So we want our elbows. My elbows aren't up high by my shoulders. I'm actually almost forming a 45-degree angle. Maybe you can see it from like that. A 45-degree angle with my elbows and my body, pushing up all the way to where I stack my shoulders, wrists, and elbows. Return, and then I don't allow my elbows to touch the ground. Moving through the motion, nice, slow, and controlled. Those elbows at that 45-degree position. Pushing through, finishing the push, and then not allowing myself to rest at the bottom. So if you only had a resistance band, what I would do is I would put the resistance band behind behind my back, like so. Again, you could just loop like maybe at a TheraBand, you could just loop that behind your back. And then from the ground, if you want to be straight-legged on this, you can be straight-legged. You can be bent leg as well. You're just gonna, again, find that tension that's necessary. Push up and return. Elbows are in that same position of that 45-degree. Pushing up, coming down all the way through. And again, if I wanted to double this up, I certainly could. It'd be a little challenging because it's the logarithmic resistance of the band. At 45, pushing up, coming back down. Again, getting that tension necessary. This is why resistance bands are great, right? They don't take up a lot of space. Logarithmic resistance really makes you work. Just like so. All right, so let's run through that once in real time. I'll use the resistance band for everything, just in terms of keeping the time right. And then I'll make sure to chapter this section of the video so that if you just want to loop this section, loop the actual workout, you can go ahead and do that. So without further ado, we'll start with our low plank. I'm going to count every time I do both sides as one, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Go into that seated row, and I'm going to double this up because this band doesn't provide me too much resistance. Nice and proud, I drive the elbows back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, finish proud. 5. Squeeze the back. 6, 7. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. 8, 9, 10. Right to our back with the dead bugs. Again, I'm going to do the same thing with the tap outs. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, and then last but not least, we have our chest press. Band behind me. It's doubled up too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, squeezing my chest at the top. 7, not letting my elbows touch the ground. 8, 9, and 10. Good. So this obviously didn't have too much lower body into it because I was on the ground. But, you know, if you have a Swiss ball, you can add things like a Swiss ball hamstring curl in there. You could add a glute bridge in there. So that's it for your movement snack for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, you can always cycle through these. If you're looking for more short classes, check out Donna's 10-minute arm toning. But until next time, I will see you later. Have a good day.